Hello everyone, welcome to Bookmas Day 11. So exciting, we only have 2 more days left, which is kind of sad, kind of bittersweet. When I'm filming this is actually the first Bookmas video I am filming. I'm just filming it super far in advance because there's some things that I want to do, some videos that you would have seen already, that I need to get this cleaned and organized to be able to do those. So without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into the video. So today's video, I'm kind of calling it like books I'm leaving in 2025. So we are going to go through my entire physical TBR of all the books that have been on here for a year plus, and well, all the books that are just on this shelf. But we are essentially going to go through everything that's on this physical TBR at the moment. I'm leaving out what's on my monthly TBR and what's in my 10 before the end, because they're obviously books that I'm, wanting to get through this year before the year is up. So essentially we're going to go through every single one of these books. I'm going to decide what to keep and what to get rid of. I have a few that I know I'm going to get rid of entire series, which really hurts my soul to do because they were given to me by my uncle, but I just don't think I'm ever going to get to them. I'm not into those. I will talk about it more when we get to each one. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each series with you and figure out whether I want to keep or get rid of. And then the next video, tomorrow's video that you will see, is me donating all of these. So let me change the camera angle and let's get into this. I'm just gonna bend over a little bit because it doesn't need to be any higher than this because this is the top shelf. I've never done like a full book tour. That's also partly why I want to do this, is I want to do a bookshelf tour as well. So the way these shelves run is this is pretty much all fantasy at the top, and then we come down into more fantasy there, and then we go into fantasy here, and then underneath that is dark romance into like thrillers, and then I have another shelf down the bottom that again is fantasy. So I already know kind of what I want to get rid of on this shelf, and I'm getting rid of a lot, guys. Like I'm probably gonna have like 30 or 40 books that I'm getting rid of, so please don't hate me, but there's just certain books on here that I just know I'm not gonna read. So the first one being, I bought the wrong book in this series. So the first one, I can't remember what the first one's called, but I just have no desire to go out and buy it, even though this one's been sitting on my shelf for almost 2 years at this point. So it's the Atlas Paradox. This is book 2. The first one is called the Atlas 6. So I'm getting rid of this one because I just have no desire to go out and buy the first one. So until I can sit for the shots, you guys are gonna have a bit of an awkward shot of the top shelf. I have Throne of Glass here because Book Bestie and I want to read it together. I also have A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stacey Stark. I want to make sure that this is the first book in the series. If this is the first book in the series, I will keep this. Okay, yes. So this is the first book in the Kingdom of Lies series, and I am intrigued about this book. I'm also not going to read you the back of every book because that would just take far too long. This is one that I've had for ages that I just don't think I'm ever going to get around to. I have read it before, but I just don't think I'm ever going to get back around to reading it again. This is As Old as Time. It's a twisted tale. So these are like twisted versions of like childhood stories, like Disney stories. So like this is Beauty and the Beast. It's like, what if Belle's mother was the witch that cursed the beast? So that's this one. I'm not going to keep that. I'm probably never going to read it again. I think I got like halfway through it when I was 15, 16. I've just been holding on to it and it just needs to go at this point. Now, I know I said in a video recently that I was going to read City of Glass and decide from there. I have decided against that. I'm going to be getting rid of my entire Cassandra Clare collection. I have no intrigue to read it, and if I do, I will end up buying the series again and buying them as I read them. I have read City of Bones and City of Ashes. Also, one of the things that I really hate is I have the different covers, and I really hate this, like especially the first one, and I can't get this cover anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of my entire Cassandra Clare collection. I know that is so sad, and I'm really sad about it because I did love these first 2 books when I was a kid, and I was gonna read City of Glass and decide from there, but I've just decided that I have other books that I would prefer to read, and I don't see myself getting through this big of a collection. So for right now, I'm going to be getting rid of all of these. It's an end of an era and it makes me really sad, and a lot of these books were my uncle's, but he would want them to be loved and read by someone else. So I am going to get rid of these as well. And I'm talking like we're getting rid of the entire Mortal Instruments series. So books 1 through 6 of the Mortal Instruments series. I own the Tales from the Shadow Hunter Academy. I do own that. Have no interest in reading it. And then I also have the Dark Artifact series, books 1 through 3. I'm getting rid of all of them. I have no interest in them. And then this is going to sound like a really silly reason, but I am also going to get rid of my entire Fallen series because none of the books match. So I will zoom you in so you can see. So none of the books are the same height. None of them, like I have one random hardcover in here, and I did see them at QBD Books the other day. So I think I'm going to get rid of all of these and just buy them as I want to read them. I'm going to hold on to Fallen. It's not going to stay on the shelf because I'm going to take it with me to QBD and see if the books that they have there is that. I don't think it is. I think they are this size, which is fine by me. So I'll probably hold on to Unforgiven and Fallen and then see the rest. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that entire series as well. It's really an end of an era, but someone's gonna have a great Christmas. They're gonna be able to go pick out some really great books. So like I said, I'm gonna hold on to Fallen because I want to take this into the shop and see if it's this size, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it is this size is what they have. So I'm going to hold on to Unforgotten and Fallen. They're the two that I'm going to hold on to just to see if it's this size or this size. But like I said, I have all different sizes and it just really annoys me. This one's like in contact paper, really annoying. Then we have different sizes there. I have a random hardcover. Then again, different sizes. So all of these are gonna go. These shelves that I'm about to go through, probably I won't be getting rid of too many from them. Like I said, this is still all fantasy, as is this shelf, still all fantasy. And like all of these haven't been read. They're either like the next ones in the series or series I want to start or whatever it is. So we have Unravel Me and Ignite Me, which are the next two books in the Shatter Me series. These are definitely staying. I then also have What Sleeps Within the Cove by Harper L. Woods. Book Bestie got me this for my birthday, so this one is definitely staying as well. Then I have the entire Fallen Academy series. I did buy these because there was 3 of them that were on sale for like $4 or $5 from Kmart, so I bought them. And I love Leah Stone. I love her writing. I've read quite a few books by her now and I really love her writing, so I'm keeping this. So this is Fallen Academy by Leah Stone, year 1 through 4, so like all 4 books in that series. They are definitely staying. A Court of Silver Flames, also staying. Last one that I've got to read in that series. I am going to keep this one for now. This is The Light That Blinds Us by Andy Darcy Theo. Every time I read the back I get super interested by it, but I'd never pick it out. So for now, I'm going to keep it and we shall see if I end up getting to it. Now, I did say that I was going to read this book. I really don't think that I'm going to. I have How Does It Feel on my shelf of shame, and the ending, oh, I just read the back of this and this sounds way more interesting than the first one. So again, I'm going to keep this one for now as well. I might put my for nows in here and decide after based on how much room. We have The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. Really excited to read that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I also have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Book Bestie and I want to read this one together and it sounds super interesting, so again, keeping that. I then have A Dance with the Fae Prince and A Duel with the Vampire Lord. These are like fantasy reimaginings of like our favorite childhood stories, and they're all slightly different. They're complete standalones but in a series. I think they're called like the Married to Magic novel. They do sound super interesting. I did try to read this one, didn't get very far in it, so I'm going to keep them for now because I do believe that these are available on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll try and read them on that instead. Then we have Soul of a Witch, definitely staying. Super excited to get through the rest of this, like finish that series off. Okay, and then we have, this is another one that Book Bestie gifted me for my birthday, so it's definitely staying. It's called Fangs for Nothing by Stephanie Holmes. It sounds super interesting. On the front it says Small Town Book Club, Big Vampire Energy. So sounds super interesting. So that one's definitely staying. I'm going to just pop it on top for now. This is a book that I never want to get rid of, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna read it. It is a like proof copy of Iron and Embers. I won this at Onyx Storm, like one of the Onyx Storm parties things, like the release parties. I won this at one of those that I went to for Onyx Storm release, obviously. So I'm going to keep this, but I don't know if I'm going to leave it on my TBR shelf. It does sound super, again, I'm going to put it in the maybe because I don't know if I'm going to keep it up here or put it somewhere else. We shall see. The Dragon book, I've had this for years, read this when I was a kid, had it on here because I was going to reread it. Not interested, it's going. Then we have The North Wind. This is something that I read the book of ages ago and I loved it, and I'm pretty sure it's got like north, south, east, west, like it's gonna be all of them. So I am gonna keep this one as well. I bought this from like a secondhand shop, have no interest in reading it, so this one is gonna go also. This is Giants of the Frost by Kim Wilkins. I just have no interest in reading it. Heat of the Everflame, definitely staying. I have Glow of the Everflame on my TBR for this month. We have A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. Now this is probably a maybe because it sounds like a love triangle and I'm not sure how I feel about it. So, but I've heard really, really good things about this book, so it's gonna go go on the maybe for now. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, definitely staying because I've read the rest of the series and do want to get to this book as well. I've already bought the special edition of that book, even though I haven't read it yet. Again, I don't have any interest in reading the Lightlark series. It does sound interesting on the back, but I have a hard copy of Nightbane and a paperback of Lightlark. I don't know if these are available on Kindle. If they're available on Kindle, I'll probably get rid of it and read it on Kindle, and if I like it, then I'll just buy it again. I know that sounds so wasteful, but like I want the room for like new and exciting books. It's available on Kindle for like $10, so I think for now I am gonna get rid of this series. I've just heard very mixed reviews on it and I just don't have any desire to read it right now. Okay, and then we have Wings of Starlight, which I think this is supposed to be like Hollow's Pixie Hollow story, like the origin story of how that started apparently, I think. So I am definitely going to keep this book also. Just like, this is a stunning book, sprayed edges, like so pretty. The text is nice and big, which I love. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. We have the Vampire Academy. I am gonna keep these because they're all the same size and I have started reading them. I'm just gonna leave them there. This is like dark romance into like thrillers, and then this is just some stuff that I've slowly been pulling off the shelf for the past couple of weeks. I've kind of just been pulling a few little things off the shelf for the past couple of weeks. This is staying. I've softly DNF'd this. It's a DNF for now. I'm like 65 pages in, so I am keeping this. I just have not been in the mood to read it. This is another one that I bought at like a secondhand shop. I just have no interest in reading it, even though it's about dragons. Not interested in it. It kind of looks like it's going to be Game of Thronesy, not interested, so that's going. Now, this one, again, I've had this one for years. I read the back to put it on my TBR for last month. Hated it. In October, I mean. I put it on the October TBR. Hated it. So again, that one is going. And then found out that this is the start of a 10-book series that I have no interest in starting, so that is also going. I Am Chameleon. I loved Enter Chameleon, so I'm going to keep that. I definitely want to get to that and read that. We have A Touch of Darkness, which I was supposed to read in October. Didn't get to it, but sounds super interesting. I love a good Hades and Persephone retelling, so that is also staying. I have just bought this, Free Fall. It's the second book in the Wild Boys series, so it goes after Gravity. Super excited. I assume it follows the like brother that's still alive in that. So King of Wrath, getting rid of. I've decided I just don't like Anna Hong's writing. I have heard that this series is really good, but I have no interest in reading it. If it's ever available on Kindle Unlimited, that's when I will read it. The Twisted series wasn't my favorite, so I don't see the point in keeping this for myself. This is another one that I got at the Rotary Book Fair. It sounds super interesting, so I am going to keep this one for now as well. We have Butcher and Blackbird. Again, I am curious to see this, you know, serial unalivers getting together. Sounds super interesting. I have heard very mixed reviews, but I still want to keep it for now. And then as well was Savage Lover. I have read Stolen Air, love that. Have also read Grimstone by Sophie Luck and love that as well, so definitely keeping that. I have got Brutal Prince on my 10 before the end. So I've got Hating Dr. Fox. This is a small town romance. Small town romances are not for me, so I am going to get rid of this. I'm going to see if Ivy wants this back to give it to someone else, because this is definitely just not my vibe. Again, I have read 2 books by Elsie Silver. I do not like small towns. I'm getting rid of this. I know that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. I am also going to just quickly, I'm going to do this now while I remember. I am also going to pull Flawless and Wild Love off my red shelf. I have no interest in keeping these. I'm also not going to continue the series, so I don't see the point in keeping them if I'm not going to continue the series, so they're also going. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. I know I did not like Love Redesigned, but just because I didn't like the first book doesn't mean that I won't like the other books in the series. And Book Bestie also got this for me for my birthday, so it's definitely staying. Close Protection by Eden Victoria. I have heard that this is a young adult. Didn't realize that when I bought it, and I don't like young adult romances, so that is also going. We're being very cutthroat, by the way. Then we have Consider Me by Becca Mack. I am interested in this. I know it's a hockey romance, but I love hockey romances, so I am going to keep that one. I also have The Wrong Game by Candy Steiner. I haven't heard much about this. I found this randomly at Big W when my car was getting serviced, so definitely keeping that. I am interested to read it. And then we have Grumpy Darling. I read Rival Darling, which, yes, I know, young adult romance, but I loved Rival Darling. It was so good, so I am excited to read Grumpy Darling. I'm hoping it lives up to the same level. Then we have Ritual by Mo Hader. Found out that this is the 3rd book in a series. However, I really like the idea of this book, so you can read them out of order, but just because of the character development of the main character, which is Jack Caffery, it's suggested that you read them in order. So I am going to keep this one for now and see if I can get the 1st and 2nd book in the series. I might end up getting the 3rd because this one does have like little little bits of mold spots on them. So I then have The Safe Place by Anna Downs, definitely keeping that. I love Anna Downs' writing. And then I also have Never Lie by Freda McFadden. Again, I am gonna read this and then make a judgment on Freda McFadden because I have read some really great thrillers in the month of October and they don't compare. Like Freda McFadden doesn't compare to those. So I'm gonna keep it for now, read it, see how I feel. I then have Compression, which is a series of like poems by Ivy Graves. So I am actually going to keep this and get to that eventually as well. And then I also have Shroom for Me by Lady Von Gramophone. It's like a really short story, like fantasy story. It's like 80 pages or something, like 85 pages. So I am going to keep that as well. Not that you guys are going to be able to see this super well, not unless I change my thingies over and I can't be bothered. But this here is 15 books of the Morganville Vampires, which I have no interest in reading, as well as, I don't know what the series is, but it's like The Immortal Rules, The Eternity Cure, and The Forever Song. Again, these are 3 books that I got when my uncle passed away, and I just know that he would prefer them to go to someone who's going to love to read them, and he would also love the fact that I would donate them. So I am going to get rid of those as well as getting rid of the Morganville Vampire series. I just don't see myself reaching for them. Like, it's a really big series to commit to, and yeah, I just don't see myself reaching for these. Like, even reading the back then, I just don't think I'm going to get, like, I don't think I'm ever going to get to them, so I would rather get rid of them. Like I said, you guys, we're being cutthroat. Like, I'm really getting rid of a lot. This is my piles of books I'm getting rid of. I am now just gonna have a quick look through my like read shelf and see if there's anything I want to get rid of off there. There is a couple I can see and you guys are gonna absolutely cry when I show you, but yeah, I want them gone. So the only like series that I read when I was younger that I want to keep is my Twilight series, and only because of New Moon. But again, like, I also kind of want to get rid of them, but I'm leaving them there for now. So one of the books off my already read shelf is Department 19. This is a whole series. I've had this for years. It's got mold in it. It needs to just go. I'm sick of having it on my things. Someone else can enjoy that. Again, you guys are going to be so sad, but I'm getting rid of my Divergent trilogy. I'll never read it again. I really loved it. When I want to revisit this world, I just go and watch the movies. I know that sounds really sad, but I would rather be reading newer stuff, or if I'm going to do rereads, I want to reread books that I am loving. These I don't love so much anymore now that I've gotten older. And then also, I only have one. It's the only one I have. I've had it for years. Again, there's mold starting on the edges, is Hunger Games, and I don't have any of the other ones, so this one is also going to go. And that is that. So without putting any of the new books that I've got ready to go up there, I have like 2 entire levels empty plus some more space. So I have gotten rid of 54 books that I'm going to, it's going to be in tomorrow's video, that I'm going to take round to a few like little free libraries. There's a like huge community like library thing in Helensvale, Westfield, so I'm going to take a whole bunch there and leave them there as well. And anything else I'm going to give to salvos, because I don't need books that I just know I'm not going to read. And I know that's really sad and heartbreaking, but I just, like I said, I know I'm not going to read them, and there's no point in me holding on to them if I'm not going to read them. So I just wanted to add, I have only kept 47 books and I'm getting rid of 54 books. So I'm super happy with that. That is the end of today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys are enjoying Bookmas. That was day 11, and I will see you for our final day of Bookmas tomorrow. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already. If you want any annotated books from me, I will be doing a Boxing Day sale, so keep an eye out for that. It's Commentary Corner. You'll see it on the screen, as well as the link will be in the description below as well. If there's any books that I'm getting rid of that you guys think that I should definitely keep, let me know in the comments. That's it for me today. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.